All right, Oscar voters, thank you for joining. If you have already voted for Sinners as Best Picture, thank you very much. You can click out of this video and go away now. We appreciate your contributions. But if you have not voted for Sinners as Best Picture this year at the Oscars, and you have not submitted your vote, if you have already voted for some other movie, you can stay and feel bad for yourself. But if you haven't voted yet, please hear me out. I have about 5 reasons why Sinners should be the best picture of the year this year, and then I have a little 2 to 3 points of taking down one battle after another, which seems to be Sinners' best competition. So this is very biased, but it's always good to hear arguments from every angle, and I hope you hear my Sinners argument, and I hope I sway you, and I hope you give it its vote, because I could care less that this is biased. Alright, my first point, the ensemble and early pacing. Remove Remig's first few shots from the beginning of the movie, and the entire first half of this movie is just a slice of life film. They're not even just prepping for a heist, they're just opening up a club. It's not like Ocean's 11, like it's the build up to some action sequence. No, it's just people running errands, and it's entertaining as hell. We meet new people and we watch them have conversations and sometimes sing-alongs with people we've met, and it's just so fun to watch. The early part of this movie has a pace and a rhythm that never keeps you bored, that keeps you entertained. And again, it's just people talking. There's not even much drama really. It's just interactions, it's just vibes, and the vibes are great. They have sad moments and happy moments, and to be able to do that without some plot twist or some action sequence and keep you glued in is amazing feat that this movie accomplishes. And no character, like if we like started tier listing the characters in this movie, big or small, no character I highly doubt would fall below a C tier. They're all none of them are bad, and none of them are even bland. And with this many characters, it's amazing what was accomplished, to give everyone a moment to shine. Even some of the smaller roles, I'm sure everyone's heard of Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, but even Cornbread, when he sticks his hand out in zombie mode and he's like, "Money, please," it's hilarious every time. Or Bo Chow, the idea that he is in that juke joint just gambling the entire time, and the only time he gets up is when his wife asks him to come dance. It's just, no character is one note, and that's best picture worthy alone. If you remove all the genre elements, all the plot, and it still would be a great movie. It would be great even as a documentary just about these people's lives at this time period in history. Moving on to the second point, you should vote Sinners Best Picture. Click it right now. Vote Sinners Best Picture. Is that in a movie full of great characters, Delroy Lindo's Delta Slim is my favorite. Now, Academy voters, you did a great job nominating Delroy for Best Supporting Actor, and I'm sure you've already voted for him to win Best Supporting Actor. I mean, why wouldn't you after bringing him this far? But Sinners was the movie that gave him this role and that gave us this character, and it's a character that had so many moments. He had profound moments, like when he was telling Sammy one of my favorite lines in the whole movie, where he locked in out of his drunken state and said in this more deeper tone, with his eyes wide open, "This music shit, it's not like the religion they forced upon us. This is in our blood. It came with us." And that is, I don't think that's a point that's made often, and it's a profound point that this character got. And it just makes him an all-around character. Let's move on. Delta Slim also has extremely sad moments, like the monologue about his friend's lynching, and he also has hilarious moments. Every time I watch this movie, which I've done 4 or 5 times this year, well, 2025, every time Stack tells him, I'll pay you $20 a night, and Slim responds with, no.
You ain't paying no $20 a night. You paying $20 maybe 2 nights.
He is such a wonderful character in what should be the best picture of the year. Moving on to point 3, if you're a single topic voter, or in Oscar voters' case, maybe you're a single scene voter, then Sinners by far has the best scene of the year. I don't have to describe it. We all know what scene it is. We all know the scene, the first scene in all of 2025 that made us literally sit up in our recliners and lock in and had us on the edge of our seat. It was directing excellence. My favorite part is the ending, where the little riff that transitions from Sammy's guitar and electric guitar in the background to Remy's little dun 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 dun, something like that, to really kick the movie into its next gear. So if you're inclined to vote for a movie for Best Picture based on just the best scene or best moment of 2025, then that's another reason to vote for Sinners. Point number 4 for why you should be voting for Sinners. Oscar voters, you guys are the ones that work in the industry, and Ryan Coogler paves a path forward for how the industry, and it's not even the industry, the workers can survive and find revenue as what's it called, as residuals vanish. Deals like the one Coogler signed where he gets back the rights to the movie after 25 years. That's the future. Imagine if every streaming studio or just studio makes a film, all the cast and crew get the rights back to that movie after 25 years. And then and you get the upfront payment, maybe a lower amount than the bloated amount you get now, but you get an upfront payment. And then if after 25 years or 10 years or 15 years or whatever the deal is struck, you get the rights back. And then maybe one collective agency can sell those rights or lease those rights again to another studio, and then the money you make from that gets distributed through the entire cast and crew. That's the way forward in this streaming era. The streaming companies get their content for a long time. They don't have to reveal viewership data. They get to keep those subscribers by having all that content. But just every few years, if a show has lasted the test of time, then they just have to pay again to renew that license, or that license can be sold off to another airplane or streaming service, and everyone gets paid again for that long-term work, like work that has been put into society and will last forever. So if you're not going to vote for Sinners on its merits for Best Picture, then vote for Sinners for selfish reasons, so that you can push this contract type and get more deals like it. Reason number 5 is Remy's Rocky Road to Dublin, and I don't have to make the case why that's so good. I'll just let Christopher Nolan make that case.
It's the most spectacular musical inversion since Kubrick made Singing in the Rain or The Stars of Nightmares. No, but it's true. It's like, why?
So those were my 5 reasons I just wanted to put out into the world, and maybe hopefully convince you to vote for Sinners for Best Picture. But I do understand that One Battle After Another is its biggest competition. And I liked One Battle After Another. It's maybe my 3rd or 4th favorite movie of the year after Sinners and Marty Supreme and maybe Thunderbolts. So I'm not going to try to tear down One Battle After Another. There's just a few things that annoy me. And if they annoy you too, then that's another reason to vote for Sinners. Number 1, One Battle After Another cheaped out twice. Like, it took the easy way out. It took the redundant seen it before way out. Number 1 is that DNA test. It should have just shown that DiCaprio was actually Chase Infinity's father. That reveal and then how the bad guy, and I don't remember his name, reacts to it and kicks the movie into a different gear, would have given the movie a different flair. But instead, they went with the same twist and same reveal that we've seen a million times. The other way One Battle After Another kind of cheaped out is Tiana Taylor's character was a horrible character. I hated everything about her. I hated everything she did. And at the end, they cheaped out by trying to make her sympathetic. They tried to make us feel bad for her with the letter that she wrote and is revealed to have written to Chase Infinity that she reads out loud at the end of the movie. It was cheap. Should have just made her an unlikable character the whole way through and not try to throw a bone in her sympathy direction. The next thing that annoys me about One Battle After Another is, like, in every interview, it almost seems like 75% of this movie was improvised. If you listen to even Paul Thomas Anderson or Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro talk about the movie, it seems like maybe the entirety of Benicio del Toro's character was improvised and the ending was improvised. And sometimes, yeah, magic happens like that, but watching this movie, it felt improvised, and that's not great. That's not what we want to give Best Picture to, is it? Then finally, the biggest reason we shouldn't amplify One Battle After Another as a movie by giving it the Best Picture Oscar is, culturally, this is not the story we want to elevate. We don't want to uplift these play dress up revolutionaries. Like, what was the French 75 fighting for? What was their true cause? There was none. In the movie, Perfidia makes a call with a bunch of vague Twitter finger ranting type threats as demands before blowing up a building anyway. Her grandma says she comes from a long line of revolutionaries, but that's the point I'm making. Tiana Taylor and the French 75 are not really revolutionaries. She's just wearing the clothes of one. Her ancestors may have been real, authentic fighters for justice and injustice, or against injustice, but she's just someone that allowed herself to be fetishized by an officer, and in order for her to continue playing dress up. She may see it as she weaponized it, but again, she's just doing what it takes to make her feel good and play dress up. Benny Sensei is the true revolutionary. If the movie followed him more, or Chase Infinity's indoctrination into his cause, showing how that's the real fight, then maybe it would have been a better movie. In a year where Andor got completely shut out of the award wins, a show about real revolution, well, not real revolutionaries, but a show that paints revolution and the costs of it in an authentic, true light, that is the movie that should have been winning awards, and in today's time needs to be seen by more people. If that show's not going to win, we can't let fake ass One Battle After Another win. I'd go as far as saying a vote for One Battle After Another for Best Picture is a vote against Andor. So I'm done here, video wise. I'll leave it on vote wisely, vote for Sinners, the movie that tells people not just to survive, and definitely please don't let it lose to One Battle After Another, the movie that tells people like fake fighting and fake anger and fake outbursts. I get it. Part of the movie's point is that it's all silly and ridiculous. Viva la revolution, as DiCaprio yells it. But if we let it win, it's going to paint a different picture. It's going to be remembered for the wrong things, like Wolf of Wall Street. Vote for Sinners, vote for Joy, and we gotta see Coogler get involved with that, man. We gotta see him give a speech this year for Best Picture, amongst other things like screenplay. And I am going to stop talking here, so I don't keep rambling. Peace.
I'm not a big soda person, but like when they started to let you mix and match the drinks, I got involved with that.